Hey traders, this is Wrist. I just want to go over today's trades. Sorry I haven't been putting out enough videos. I've been having trouble finding the time sort of at the end of the day, but I will look into ways to record why I'm taking the trades during the day, because that's what really matters. It doesn't matter if I just show you my trades in the day. I have a record of my trades, so I want to take about a failed long here on the New Zealand CAD. I tried to take this long. A good pulse down. We did go past the trend a little bit, and eventually some news hit at this point, but I was already out by that point. Um, maybe it was just too big of a doji, or too big of a uh, pin bar here, not letting you get in at a good price, but it was failed anyway. All right, and then it did take some other trades, but the other trade that I did take was the yen, and I took this long here as well. A really nice pull down a doji. I got out a little, a little under 20 points. The reason why I got out early though was because as it was coming up here, I found out that the meeting was going to be soon. I think it was unemployment change or employment change. And so I just terminated the position when I saw that the news was coming up. So that's typically for 1 hour time frames, up to 4 hours. You're gonna be like not able to deal with the volatility brought in by a news event, and they'll do things like stop you out and then go back down. Um, so and also it's gonna change the mood of it. It's gonna change the game. Like if you imagine that you could master the markets and know exactly what the markets want to go, and here the markets are wanting to go plus 20. Well, after the news event hit, here it suddenly wants to go a little less. It wants to go like maybe plus 15. 15 being I guess the degrees at which the trend is going. And there are also some pretty decent buy-ins. I mean, we got this strong impulse to a reversal candle. And you might say, well, that is trading against the trend. But in a relative sense, it's an extremely nice reversal candle. And you can see the moves beforehand are, the size of them are going to hint at you how much you can expect to get out. I think it's kind of, to some degree, what people try to emulate with Fibonacci's. But really, when you're talking about retracements, it's interesting to note that like a retracements to the mean typically fall between 20 and 80% in a relatively even amount of range move up. How far is this going to move down for you to buy in? And the answer is typically it's going to be 80% to 20% of the movement. And the closer it is to the middle, like the 50%, the more likely, but it's a pretty shallow hilltop curve of probability. So pretty much evenly distributed between 20 and 80% retracements. And so what that means is basically, they're all good. You're basically looking for signs of signs of weakness on the retracement, as long as anything's not at the extreme. So anyway, there are also some false shorts if you try to like this is actually pretty decent short right there. Sort of like if you imagine a triple top, at each of these levels you saw signs of weakness and then the price fell. This would have been pretty good to go in short. But sometimes you're going to just get stopped out, and you have to remember that it's a probability game. You're not playing a win game, you're playing a probability game for a lot of these strategies. When you're going to scalping, it does become more of a win game because you need to really, really, really look at the price action and figure out where it's going to go in the immediate time. Here we're talking more about probabilities, like everyone who's taking certain trades for various reasons, and news can flop you out. That's just how it goes. But most of the time, even for strictly technical traders, you can win with enough probabilities. So for instance, before that we had this as a potential short. One candle over, and it would have worked out very well. So, as long as you keep decent ratios to make money, you'll do just fine. All right, thanks all. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below.